Okay, let's go through your question. So you said cutting income tax, carbon tax, and GST on homes will help the poor. And then you said you still didn't answer the question, or why are you worried about money now? Still waiting for the balance budget to balance itself, blah 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 blah. Okay, well let's start with the first stuff there. Cutting income tax. So Pierre Polyev uh, said that he would cut 15% off the lowest tax bracket, which is 15% currently. So he would be cutting a 2.25 percentage off of the 15% lowest bracket income tax. Now, if you're making the highest amount out of that income tax bracket, which is 57,000, give or take, you'd see about an extra $800 back. But what if you're making less than that? See, the percentage that you save is higher the more income you make. So the less income you make, the less you get back. Not everyone's getting that $800. It's only if you're making that the highest amount on that tax bracket. So if you make half of that, you make even less, way less. And that's not going to make a big giant difference. Okay. And then carbon tax. Right now we have the consumer carbon tax gone. Most people enjoyed the rebates. I enjoyed the rebates. I got more money back when I got the rebate because I don't drive a lot. So you cut the consumer carbon tax. Gas goes down for what? A little while? How long before the companies just put it right back up? So now you've still got to pay the same amount that you were paying on gas before because the corporations are greedy, but you're not getting the rebate anymore. So that doesn't fucking help. Pierre wants to remove the industrial carbon tax. Well, if the gas companies can't be trusted to keep the gas prices low, who says we can trust any of the corporations to keep their prices low? The grocery stores have already know that people are willing to pay what they're paying right now for groceries. Most of the time when they get a car, industrial tax or corporate tax or whatever removed, prices don't go down because they just make more in profit and they know people are still willing to pay it. So removing the industrial carbon tax isn't going to make things cheaper. It's not going to make groceries cheaper because you can't force the corporations to reduce their prices on groceries or anything else for that matter. GST on homes. Okay, so Carney's was $1 million and under. Pierre's is $1.3 million and under. What poor people do you know that are buying $1 million homes? What poor people do you know are even buying, let's say, $50,000 or $500,000 homes? Most poor people are lucky if they can pay their fucking rent right now. But you think offering no GST on homes is suddenly going to magically give somebody a down payment? Meanwhile, they're struggling just to make their rent right now. At least Carney came up with this developer, this housing plan that includes creating more affordable housing, creating more rental properties, apartments, government housing and stuff like that, because that's what we need right now. The lists right now for government housing are 6, 7, 10 years long in some cases. So GST on doesn't help at all. And then you're saying, why don't I worry about the money now? I never worried about the money before. Do you think I give a shit how much in debt the government is? Doesn't make my taxes any higher. Doesn't make my taxes any lower. When the conservatives are in power, they cut. Does not change how much I'm paying in my income tax. It doesn't. But it does affect what programs I have access to. Right now, under the Liberals, I get to have dental care for the first time since I've worked for myself a long time. I don't have corporate coverage anymore. So dental care through the government, even if it's one cleaning a year, is still awesome. It's money I don't have to pay. That's like, what, $400 for x-rays and everything that I don't have to pay. But Pierre comes in and he decides to cut a bunch of taxes. He's got to figure out where he's going to get that money from for all those tax cuts. And he already said that dollar per dollar that he's going to make sure that he cuts. And I don't care. I don't believe him when he says that he won't touch those social programs, especially because he says he only will not remove the people already on it. Well, I'm not on it yet. I'm getting it in May after the election is done. So how can I trust Pierre that he's not going to suddenly take that program away and that I don't get it at all? And every other person between the ages of 18 and 64 that's making over $90,000 or under $90,000 is suddenly not going to have access to that program. So before you start claiming that all of these amazing fucking ideas are somehow going to fix this broken Canada that Pierre keeps going on and on about and keeps claiming about all the people that can't afford to buy a home and are standing on food bank fucking lines, maybe you should question why Pierre, or anybody else for that matter, Carney included, have not come up with a single fucking idea that is going to help the poor afford food so that they're not having to go to the food banks, or an idea that is actually going to help them pay their rent. I haven't heard anything about making sure that rent doesn't go up any further, or I haven't heard anything about getting, grocery prices under control, or a national food program or something like that, or something that's going to help boost the food banks that are now just being like overwhelmed with so many people using them. I haven't heard anything except for the NDP and one program so far from the Liberals. I haven't heard a single idea that's actually going to help the people that are living below the poverty line. The Liberals, the only thing they've come up with is their housing development plan. It's the only good idea I've heard. So I don't know why you are so blindly following your team as if they're going to magically fix everything, because the people I'm voting for is more just because I don't like Poilievre. Because I know that he's going to be worse for me in the long run. He could affect all of the programs that I rely on. But I also am not blindly believing that Carney's going to magically fucking fix anything either. I just know he's not going to make it worse. And at least the guy has talked about things like universal basic income prior to his campaign now. But I understand that's not exactly their high priority when it comes to, dealing with Trump and the tariffs and everything else. He suddenly needs to worry about all these sectors and these people that could be losing their jobs. So who knows? Maybe he might decide to bring in a universal basic income based on the fact that we will have so many people on the unemployment line thanks to Trump. But I at least know what few ideas he's come up that actually are going to help the poor. You seem to be in denial about these things, thinking that they do anything to take somebody off the food bank, so they don't have to go to the food bank anymore. Like, delusional. Absolutely delusional.